welcome back to the Cypress Sports Show. I'm Jeff Russell here with Mark Slevcove. Brought to you, of course, by Coach's Corner, your go-to spot before and after the games. Coach Slevcove, what an unbelievable game last week.
Yeah, that was a great game. I don't think many people had us as the favorites to beat San Juan Hills. We knew it was going to be a competitive game, but I don't think anyone expected us to win 35-10 and really show how physical and dominant we were for 48 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, everything was clicking, great on offense. Our defense really put a hammer down and holding a pretty good offensive team kind of in check. And then, of course, unbelievable catch by Matthew Morrell. If you haven't seen it, you got to find it and check it out because it's really worth watching. Coach, anything else?
Well, it was phenomenal play by Trevor Monteleone as well. He had a couple interceptions, one called away. Caden Hallbeck took one back. And now we're up to number 11 in the county, and that's the highest I can remember in recent memory anyway. Maybe some people out there know if the Centurions have ever been in the top 10 in the county. I'm not sure if we ever have been.
Yeah, we're ready to break through. We need somebody to lose in that top 10, but we're right there. No doubt Coach Feldman's going to continue pushing us through, and we'll get there at some point. With that said, we're going to get a little more insight from Coach Crooks a bit later in the show. I know you've been out a little bit with tennis, and we've been out checking out the other sports in the fall. So what do we have going on this week?
Well, the football team, of course, is 2-0 now, number 11 in the county. Girls volleyball, 7-1 on the season. Great opening to the season this year. Defeated Villa Park in 4 last week. Monday night, defeated Orange Lutheran in 3 games. So congrats, girls. Keep it up. Girls tennis is off to a 2-0 start. They beat Cerritos, who's always perennially very good, along with Western last week. Boys water polo opened up their season last week against Buena Park. They lost in overtime. No games this week, but next week they really crank it up. They got 2 non-league games and a tournament. Cross country's continuing to train. They got their team built, and they're preparing for the Lucerna Lancer invite September 10th. And that's the same thing with girls golf. Tryouts are done. Rosters have been made. They got their first official match with Marina on Thursday.
Yeah, great stuff. You guys notice we're in the studio. So hopefully we'll be able to bring this to you guys from here on out in the studio with our guests, maybe a little bit online, but this is a much different setting for us. We're excited about it. And hopefully you guys will be excited to see us in studio. Last week we teased a new segment called How Well Do You Know? So we'll be checking in with the athletes on different topics throughout the year. This week we stopped by and asked some football guys, how well do you know your coach? Here's what they had to say.
All right, we're here with senior linebacker Jacob Wilkie, senior center Elijah Gomez, senior Trevor Monteleone, wide receiver, free safety, senior running back Nathan Schneider. We got 3 questions for you on how well you know your coach Feldman. What position did Coach Feldman play in high school?
Wide receiver. Receiver.
Too easy.
It's too easy. That was a little too easy.
Oh, he played wide receiver. I know that. I know he played wide receiver.
Tight end.
What position did you play in football?
Wide receiver and safety.
What year did Coach Feldman graduate?
Senior?
Senior year. Yeah.
Graduated? Yeah.
Usually that's how it works.
Yeah.
How about a year, like actual year? Like 2005.
Oh. Ooh, 82.
Like year 1.
No clue. No clue. I don't know. I don't even know how old he is.
I'm going to say 19. I'm going to say 19. Ooh, no, 80, 85.
2000. I'm just gonna say it's 2003. Is that a bad guess?
Great one. Perfect.
That's 2003?
That's a great guess.
All right, 2003.
What year did you graduate high school? For real?
2005.
You're not getting closer.
1983.
What was Coach Feldman's max bench press weight?
Oh, gotta be like 90 pounds.
I think I got him beat, so I'm gonna say like 235. 235. I'll give him
Oh, he brags about it all the time. 365.
Like, we'll give him like 260s, 270s area. I think you can put up some weight.
What was your max bench press
In my life,
in your life?
365.
Well, funny stuff right there. I can't wait to see the next few weeks of How Well Do You Know. We'd like to welcome back assistant coach Jeff Crooks to the program. We're going to shoot it all around, break it all down, and see how we did last week and get an update on this week. Coach, we had a great game last week.
We did. Our kids played well. I thought, we as a total team effort, all three phases of the ball were on fire. Got a lot of turnovers, a lot of big plays on offense. Really exciting game. So I was really happy with the outcome that we did. It was a good job all around.
Yeah, 35-10. How do we keep that momentum going?
Again, another short week against Western. We have them Thursday this week. So it's, again, watch film, grade it, get over it, and then move on to our next opponent and get ready and get focused for our short week we have this week.
Yeah, Coach, the defense was spot on, played very tough. Even people were commenting in social media and in the newspaper how physical we were. Braden Sodstrom, 15 tackles. Bobby Castillo had 10 tackles. Jacob Wilkie continues to impress, flying everywhere, making plays. How did those three help slow down San Juan Hills?
Well, the scheme that we had going in that week, met with our defensive coaches and said we got to contain the quarterback, we got to stop the RPOs, and so the scheme we put in, the kids really responded well to, and we were able to contain their quarterback, keep him in the pocket because he's also a great runner. But then unfortunately he got injured as well, so then we put in their backup, which then helped us out and just bringing pressure and just flying to the ball and swarming all 11 to the ball and just having that neck-on mentality, never satisfied. First half was good for us. We made some adjustments, came out, and then wanted to win the second half as well. So that's one of our goals we do defensively. So we did that, and it was a great win.
Very good. Coach, we had 2 interceptions. Trevor Monteleone, Caden Hollenbach, both returned for touchdowns. How do those big plays really kind of turn around a game and change it?
Well, yeah, Trevor had a touchdown, also Caden, but also he had another interception that got taken away on that really ridiculous PI call.
Yeah.
So he had
that's a $30,000 fine when you say something bad about the officials, right?
That's all right. They have our film; they can watch it. So hopefully they get it overturned eventually, or get it right. But yeah, having that and just swinging the momentum our side is huge. So being able to not always count on our offense to make points and always have that pressure to score every drive. So to be able to take that pressure off and then just get that momentum, because the game is all about momentum. Whereas most women at the time, usually stripes through and does well towards the end. So it helps us out take off the pressure off of our offense, and it allows our defense just to get that turnover sword that we have as well, then to raise up to the stands and celebrate and get that turnover.
Yeah, that interception that was called back on Trevor, that very well could have been a big momentum swing, but it wasn't. We maintained control of the game. Big help with that was Aiden Houston, very efficient last week, 275 yards, 3 TDs. He's still learning the offense, still new to our system. How much better is he going to be as he goes throughout the year?
I think each week he's going to improve. Each week they're going to open up the playbook for him and get a little bit more versatile with him. He brings a huge, more weapons to our offense. When you have Morrell and you have Kusamo and you have Trevor, in the mix, and you have Schneider running the ball, then Memphis also stepping up and doing the ball stuff. It just opens up weapons for our offense to just be that much harder for us to, defend.
Coach Matthew Morrell, when we keep talking about him, 9 catches, 127 yards. Maybe the best catch I've ever seen as far as any game I've watched from Cypress football. What do you think of that catch, and really how does he continue to help us?
It's almost like that catch in the Super Bowl with on the head, like the Giants, that guy. So, he brings another, just another tool to our offense of weapons to be successful. So the catch he has, he makes those kind of catches in practice. So it also he goes all in the game and stuff. But just to have him as an overall weapon on our side of the ball is very beneficial for us.
Yeah, probably the only way that was a better catch if it's in the end zone. Yeah. But it was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
But we're proving we're not just a one-man team. It's not just Matthew Morrell. It's Blake Cusimano, you just mentioned, 3 catches, 87 yards. Trevor Monteleone, who's just a standout on both sides of the ball, 7 for 65. Jesse Malden getting some touches. And then Memphis Stover stepping up and playing big. How important are those 4 in spreading the defenses out?
It just gives us more weapons. And so it's not just always concentrating on Morrell and throwing him a ball and making him big plays. Now we have other weapons that you can throw, so you got to account for things. It also goes on a defensive side where Jesse, first time playing corner. He's our free safety. We asked him this week to play corner, and he stepped up and he did a great job on that side of the ball. So, just to have that kind of players be versatile, both sides of the ball and on offense, it just makes our offense that more lethal and more powerful, and much harder to defend because you have more weapons to concentrate on, not just single out one.
Coach, moving on now. Great week last week. We got to start focusing on this week. Like you said, short week. We got Western this week. They're coming in 2-0 with the victory over Chino and St. Margaret's. They have a pretty good quarterback, Anthony Luna. He's 49 of 67 on the year, 520 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. He can run the ball. How in the world do we slow him down and lessen his effectiveness?
Well, kind of the same thing as we did for San Juan Hills. We just got to be able to maintain our gaps and then hold contain, keep them inside the box. Another thing is we got to be able to cover because they're going to get the ball out quick. If you are to scout us, we bring pressure, so you got to be able to have an answer for it and throw the ball quick. So I'm assuming that's what their game plan is going to do. The kid's good. He's able to get rid of the ball and get it out to his playmakers, the brothers. I mean, the Falker brothers and stuff like that, 1 and 2. So that's one thing we're looking at and game plan around that.
Yeah, Western's had some skilled players the last several years. I think a couple years ago they had the Savage brothers, wide receivers. Now they got the Faulkner brothers, very athletic guys, putting up some big numbers on the offensive side for them. What are we going to do to account for them?
We're just going to keep our same scheme that we have. We're just going to be able to play our defense and be able to swarm and recognize formations and then be able to get some pressure on the quarterback and just rally to the ball and what we do. Account for where they are on the thing. They are special players, and they do make big plays. But it's just being able to do what we do and try to contain them.
Coach, with all of that, they can spread us. They also have a sneaky little running back, Malachi Alatorre.
Yeah.
He ran last week for about 118 yards rushing. So he's sneaky, adds to their offense. How do we kind of stop him? How do they use him, and how do we stop him?
Well, they use him in ways of their fast, high-tempo offense, and they like to get rid of the ball and go no huddle, get quick offense. They average about 75 plays a game. So we know that's going to be a lot of high tempo, a lot of no huddle. So we got to get our calls in quick and do things in situations, have the right calls for right formations. But they like to spread you out and then give it to him in the middle and stuff to keep you honest because they're worried about pass, chunking and dunking left and right. And all of a sudden you get spread out and then nobody's in the box and they're going to run it on you. So it's just knowing about formations and seeing the schemes of things and just reacting to the thing and stuff. Dan Davison does a good job with his offense over there. And, we're excited for the challenge.
Well, you bring up Dan Davidson, Coach Davidson over at Western, very familiar to all the Cypress guys over here, coached with you guys back in the day. Is this just a regular game as you guys prepare going up against Coach Davidson, or does it mean something different? What's that feeling like?
It's every team we play there's going to be a little bit of competitiveness to it. So it's just a matter of we have the mutual respect of one another. Him Felius being head coach has a mutual respect of each other, and but it's just when it's game time, we're very competitive. And then after game time, then we'll be, cordial and humble in victory or defeat. So I think that's a good thing about playing coaches that is that you can bounce ideas and stuff off each other and whatnot. But then in that time, in that 48 minutes, it's competition. So not friends at that point. But then at the end of it, shake hands and good job and best of luck the rest of the season, however we can help out, that kind of thing. So just the competitiveness, I think that's it. And he's a competitor, we're competitors. So it's going to be a good game. We're excited about it.
Well, very good. There you have it. Thursday night at Western High. We are the visiting team on the smaller set of stands. Make sure you get there early. They're selling the tickets on GoFan. So make sure that you get that QR code, buy your tickets ahead of time. Don't hassle anything at the gate. Crooks, thank you very much for being here again this week. We appreciate your time. Best of luck. And everybody get out there this week, support the team, and we'll see you at the game on Thursday.